What is going on, guys? My name is Soup, and I want to tell you a very funny story, something that happened to my girlfriend and I this weekend. So it's supposed to be me and my girlfriend and my parents that went out to an MMA event here at our local fight club. And if you don't know what MMA is, it's kind of similar, well, it is what UFC is. And so we went to watch a bunch of people beat the shit out of each other pretty much. And my parents decided not to go. Well, we had 4 tickets in the VIP section, and so this is kind of how the VIP section was laid out. Let me show you this, and then I'll get more into the story. You got a row of 4 chairs, a row of 3 chairs, then a row of 2 chairs. Well, we had the whole back row, the 3rd row away from the cage, and since my parents didn't go, my girlfriend and I sat in the middle 2 seats. For one, we owned all 4 seats, okay? Let me just point that out. We owned all 4 seats in the VIP section. Now, there was 3 random people that I did not know sitting in front of us, and so here's where it gets really funny and interesting. Those 3 people decided that they wanted to get up and leave throughout the fights, which is perfectly fine. I have no problem with that, okay? My girlfriend and I decided to sit in those middle 2 seats because we didn't want somebody trying to steal seats and sitting next to us and crowding us when they didn't, for one, own the seats. Now, if somebody would have asked to sit next to us, we would have let you, and that's not a big deal, but we're just hoping nobody would. Now, since those people in front of us kept getting up and leaving, of course, people wanted to take their seats since there were empty seats. And there was 2 gentlemen that sat down in the seats and in front of us, and the guy that owned the seat came back and said, "Hey man, do you mind scooting over because that's my seat?" The guy said, "Well, where's your ticket?" And he said, "You watched me leave and you came over here. You even came and talked to me." And he said, "Well, I don't see your ticket, so I'm sitting here." He was acting like a 2-year-old. The man was probably about 50. And so the guy that originally owned the seat went and got security and told them that this guy had to leave because it was his seat. Things turned into a pretty heated altercation. The cops had to come and escort these 2 gentlemen out of the arena. Now, obviously, since the police were already in this area, our section was being heavily monitored. And so this is where it gets really funny. Of course, everybody's drinking, okay? And me and my girlfriend don't drink at all whatsoever, okay? And so we're being watched, and this brother and sister come and sit in front of us. And my girlfriend and I were just kind of like, oh, this is gonna be interesting since we're being watched. Of course, the security came up and told them that they had to leave because those weren't their seats. And later on, probably another hour and a half, 2 hours later into the fights, they came back. Now, again, I'm sitting here minding my business, doing what I'm doing, just watching the fights, and this girl comes up and gets right in my face. And I turn and I smell alcohol so bad. And she says, "I'm a public school teacher. I can afford to sit in these seats, so I'm gonna fucking sit in these seats." Now, pardon my language. I know I say, you know, a lot of bad things on my channel, but for this video, just please mind my language because this is quotes from what this lady has said to me. Now, she continues to tell me that this is her brother-in-law who is fighting next, and so she's gonna sit in this seat. And I said, okay, no problem, like I have no issue with that, but why are you cussing at me? She continues to sit in the seat, turning around, yelling at me that if I want her to move, I have to go get my friends to escort her out of the building, and even if I do that, she's not going to leave. And I said, okay, why are you telling me this? For one, I wasn't the one that went and got security to get whoever it was to move and for you guys to move, since you were already here once and got kicked out. Now at this point, the brother says, "I feel awkward, I'm gonna leave." So he left for a good 2-3 minutes, whatever, and then all of a sudden I see him walking back and he said, "I'm just gonna sit here and, you know, keep an eye on her pretty much because she's completely wasted," okay? Once he sits down and says that, I said, "Man, I have no problem, whatever, I'm just watching the fight." She turns around, of course, still yelling at me, saying, "Fuck you, this and that, this is my brother, I'm watching this fight, do what you wanna do, you know, blah, 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 blah." Here's where I kinda got a little bit heated because, for one, you don't need to disrespect me and talk to me like that when I haven't said one word to you. Second of all, I hate drunk people. This is why I don't drink. I can't stand people that drink, okay? And I don't put myself in the position to be around drunk people. I don't like drunk people, and I said some choice words to this lady, and she was not having it. The brother said, "Hey, I don't disagree with what you said, but please don't say that." And I said, "Well, keep her under control. She's yelling at me for absolutely no reason. I'm sitting here minding my business. If you guys would have came up to me and said, 'Hey, this is my brother-in-law's fight. I'm just gonna sit here for this fight and then I'm gonna take off,' I would have had absolutely no problem with that whatsoever, okay? I didn't care if you sat by me, if you sat in front of me, they weren't my seats. It really doesn't matter to me. I was enjoying watching the fights, And so they both eventually leave and go across, you know, quite a few sections over. Now here's where it's even funnier. Probably about 2 or 3 fights later, my girlfriend and I are still the only ones really in the section. I see her over there waving with her hand way up in the air, yelling, "Hey, hey!" And I'm like, what's going on? And she said, "Fuck you!" And I started cracking up. It was the funniest thing ever. And I'm like, whatever, lady, drink some more, have some fun. And she just kept cussing at me. And I'm like, what did I do to this lady to deserve this? You know, I didn't say one word to this lady until she came up, and for one, she had to say, "I'm a public school teacher." Wow, thank you for telling me that. I am so happy for you that you are a public school teacher. You are really showing everybody kind of what is raising the youth. Obviously, school has gone downhill in America as far as the schooling and education system, and this lady is on the, you know, on top of the food chain teaching your kids, okay? So props America. Now again, if this lady would have came up to me in any other way besides how she did, I get it, she was drunk, but that's not an excuse, okay? And this is kind of what this video is all about. Being drunk or being, you know, altered in any way is not an excuse for you to act like an inhuman, you know, piece of shit. I'm minding my own business, sitting in my chair, and you come up and decide to pick a fight with me, and I wasn't gonna have that. So kind of the moral of this whole story is, for one, I don't like drinking, I don't like people that drink, and I don't like being around people that are drinking. And I try and keep myself out of those situations as much as I can, and I kind of want to tell you guys the same thing. You know, don't put yourself in a position where you guys can potentially get in trouble. I know drinking is considered being cool and, you know, fitting in and stuff like that. Don't try and fit in, don't try to be cool, be yourself, okay? If you like to drink, then drink, okay? I'm not gonna stop you from doing what you wanna do, but at the same time, I want a lot of people to know that drinking doesn't have to happen for you to fit in or to, you know, make friends or anything like that. I straight up tell everybody that I know that I don't drink, because a lot of, you know, at my age, being 22 years old, everybody's like, let's go to the bar, let's go party, let's go do this and go to the clubs, and I'm just like, dude, I want to play video games, you know, like, I don't want to do anything, okay? You know, I want to ride my bike, play video games, eat cupcakes, stuff like that. So the thing is, like, don't try and fit in because it's the normal thing to do. Be smart with your actions, because drinking can lead to so many problems. People use drinking as an excuse for a lot of things, things that I really won't get into, but things like rape. A lot of times, oh, I was drunk. Things like cheating on your significant other, oh, I was drunk, so that's an excuse. Nothing is an excuse. You know, if you are in your right mind or if you're drunk, you still are in your own head, okay? You made the decision to go drink, you made the decision to go do drugs, you made the decision to do this and that. So you have to take responsibility in no matter what state that you're in. So again, this is kind of just me telling you guys, especially younger viewers, that you don't have to try and fit in with the crowd. I know that's the biggest thing growing up, is you gotta really fit in, and I know I'm rambling on, but I really want the young viewers especially to know that you're not alone, you're not gonna be the only person that doesn't do the normal things. Be yourself, okay? Just be you. Don't be a piece of shit like this lady was, telling me that she's a public school teacher and then continues to cuss me out for absolutely no reason. And she's probably gonna wake up that next morning, and I even told her, I said, you're not even gonna remember this fight in the morning. Why are you yelling at me? She's not even gonna remember that. Her brother's gonna be like, do you know that you were yelling at a guy for absolutely no reason? She's gonna be like, well, that wasn't my fault, that was the alcohol's fault. No, it was your fault, you're the one that got that drunk, and end of story, okay? So that's kind of what happened to me this weekend. I had a lot more entertainment than what I expected when I decided to go to the MMA fight. That's all that I really wanted to share with you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to let me know any of your funny stories. But that's just something that happened to me, and I thought it was hilarious, and I had to share it with you guys. But until next time, guys, don't be a douchebag.